Hey there, why would you put ROM 2 in the title of Blood Bowl video? Are you stupid?
Well, yes, maybe I'm stupid because I got caught up in all this hype about ROM 2, and as usual, all the hype made me thinking more about things I'm not sure about. And just two words we hate: avatar system. And knowing from what I know about Creative Assembly, they will try to stick with it. So in this video, what I want to do, I want to talk about Shogun 2, avatar system a bit. I want to talk about Blood Bowl, avatar system a bit. I want to compare them, and I want to discuss different design decisions people make. And I would do it because having a different perspective is always a good thing. Because there is never black or white, it's always gray. And before we go into this, we have to understand why avatar system in the game. I believe it's because they wanted players to do something outside of the field. They wanted us to make some management. We have veteran slots. We have to make some decisions on how to manage our veterans, on how to upgrade them. We have to make some decisions on retainers. And we even have some basic logistic, because we have to make decisions on how we move on the Avatar Conquest map. It's not a bad try, it's a nice try, I would say. But it came with its downsides. The main downside of avatar system, I believe, is it's hard to balance. There is too much in it, too much different between beginners and veterans. Upgrades matters too much, to say the least. I mean, 150 range upgrade on line infantry almost annihilated skirmishing gameplay, because sharpshooters or tossers they just not cost effective. You don't want them. So we have no skirmishing in Fall of the Samurai just because of that. And if we take vanilla Shogun 2, for example, which I started recently, starting army can do nothing against strong general with 2 or 3 heroes. If you don't have matchlocks, they will destroy you, and you have to play some games before you get matchlocks. So there is some downside. The other downside of avatar system is it's linear. You know, when you actually got into that sweet spot, you got all veterans you wanted, you got all upgrades you wanted, this management game is over for you. You have nothing to manage. They tried to somehow change it by adding how do you call it, promoting system. So you can promote your avatar and do it from the start. Bad decision, in my opinion. It didn't make a game unlinear, it just make it into the farming game, which isn't good. So, with this, obviously the advantages of avatar system is the teams actually got some individuality, because well, different players got different veterans in there, and which they can use, and it's beneficial to know what they have. And there is some game outside the game, because you know how in multiplayer I want single player, I want movement, I want to make decisions on when I should attack, when I should defend, how I should split my army. There is nothing like this in there is no campaign map in multiplayer in single player sense, but there is still some sort of the game between games, which is good. Now let's get into the Blood Bowl, and I'll try to show you how they approached this problem. So, Blood Bowl is a game made in Warhammer setting. It's some sort of American football. With it came from table game, so there is a lot of random factors in this game, and not only that, there is basically you throw the dice every time you do something. So I created some team to make an example for you. Let's take a look. Some nice boobs here, and Battle Noons I believe should have nice boobs. And that's my team, which I didn't play a single game yet, but I soon will. What a nice people are. They will beat you if you're not careful. So, this is my team. I can field 11 players at one time and have one... how do you call it? Well, doesn't matter. 11 people in one time. They all have level 1 right now. And as they play and make a good place, they actually vet up. Each time they got new level, they got new skill. But you can't choose any skill you want. You actually throw the dice, and depending on what you got, you have to choose a skill from different trees. So there is some random factor in this, and it's not that bad as it might look from the first sight. Because of this, people will never have perfect composition, and it will make people make a crucial decision on should I get rid of this player and hire a new one, or should I not? Another thing is, these players can actually get traumas in the game, and some traumas might be for life. Like if some of the players broke the leg, he will have 4 movement for the whole life. And you might want to keep that player actually, because he has some cool skills that other players don't have. There is a lot of decisions to make, management decisions, because this is a football game and management is an important part of it. Another thing is, players can actually die. And this is what I never understood in the Shogun 2. You can lose your general in the single player, you can lose your veterans, but in multiplayer they just immortal. Why? Why would you do that? I know it's frustrating to lose a veteran. Yes, it is, but at the same time, it will force you to make a decision. Should I deploy this veteran or not? Do I think is this match that important to me that I want to get this risk and maybe lose my veteran? And this really makes game unlinear. When at the start of the season you can have a strong team and then just lose your leaders, and you will have to make some crisis management. This is what I call a game outside the game, and this is really cool, I believe. This is really cool. Should I talk about balance systems? Well, you see how they balance it. When your players vet up, they actually become more expensive. And when you meet a player whose team are less expensive than yours, he has all the difference in money to use on his endorsements. He can roll dice, he can have some cheerleaders, he can have different things here. And this can be game changing. This like Blood Bowl retainers, I should say. So, back to the Total War. what I think Total War could... you don't have to take anything from this game, and actually you cannot. It's absolutely different core mechanics of these games. But you still can benefit from using something that already in the Total War games, in Shogun 2, make upgrades less important. Make it possible to lose veterans, or to lose them for a long period of times, like for 5 or 10 games. So that will make games so much more interesting, because it will make people, players, make a crucial decisions. Because right now it's like World of Warcraft. You just farm and nothing changes in the world, no matter how much you lose or win. It doesn't matter. But in this game it does, and when you watch a match of two strong players with well-known teams, it's really interesting, because you already remember players, you remember their names, you remember the trainers. That's really cool. I mean, coach, you remember the coach. And what I want from Rome 2 is actually not raising some avatar. I want to raise an army. I want an army that... I don't want to have a lot of veteran slots. No. I want to have as much veteran slots as I can deploy. And maybe ability to add some cheap non-vetted unit in this mix. Because that will make it... will give so much individuality to those armies. You will rise them. You will care for them. And yes, it will be frustrating to lose something. It will, believe me. But if you somehow balance it in money, if you find a way, it will be much more interesting than a current system. Because current system is like... you don't go anywhere. You just stand in one place. When you got to the top, you got your veteran slot filled, you got your upgrades. Finita. Nothing to do anymore. So it will be... It's like... again, you still have something like as static as classical battles, but with all downsides of Avatar system. On high level, I mean. So why not just have classical battles in this case? But if you want to have a game outside the game, make it more challenging. Make people do some mind work, and let us do some management. Let us play some management game. That's what I ask from Rome 2. Well, I hope this wasn't too boring, and I hope this will really help you to get some different perspective. And I hope to see you again on my channel. Have a good day.